When I was a young boy, I actually found a book at a yard sale for very cheap, just 99 cents or something like that. And I fell in love with this book. It was a very generic version of Pinocchio, but for some reason the story was magical to me. This little wooden boy that comes to life, and then his nose grows and shrinks whenever he tells a lie. That's the part that intrigued me the most. I was already a little bit into magic, and the thought of somebody having a telling sign, like their nose growing bigger and smaller whenever they lie, that was really intriguing to me. I instantly fell in love with the story, and I read it every night. But one night I decided, you know what, I want to keep this picture. There was a certain picture in the book of Pinocchio, and he was talking to Jiminy Cricket, and I decided, I want to keep this picture. So I took the book to my mom. I was still pretty young. And I said, Mom, can you get this picture for me? And she was like, well, I can't just get the picture out of the book. I'm not magic. And I said, I know, cut it out. She said, cut it out. Do you want me to cut this picture out of the book? I said, yeah, I want you to cut the picture out of the book. I want it on my bedside table. I want to be able to look at it. I love the picture. She said, Madison, you do realize that if I cut this picture out, his story ends. You'll never be able to read the story of Pinocchio again because there'll be a picture missing. A very important picture. I said, I know, but I want the picture. So my mom said, okay. She went to the kitchen, grabbed some scissors, and very, very neatly, very carefully cut around the little picture of Pinocchio. We went out the next day and luckily found a cheap plastic frame to put it in, and we framed this little picture of Pinocchio inside this cheap plastic frame, and I set it on my bedside table. That way at night, as I was going to sleep, I could look at this picture of Pinocchio and be reminded of all the magical feelings I once had when I was reading the stories. Well, then there was a night when I reached a realization. And I kind of had the realization that I did in Pinocchio's story. And for some reason I almost felt guilty. I had cut this picture out of Pinocchio's book, and it was like I had just killed him. By taking that picture from his book, his nose would never grow smaller or longer again. He was stuck exactly how he was. And that was sad to me. I actually played around with that little picture a lot, imagining that Pinocchio was really alive inside of the picture. I would talk to it and imagine he would talk back. I would pretend that he was lying and his nose was growing. And just the other day, I found the picture frame that I kept Pinocchio in. I brought it here today to show you guys. This is so magical to me. Just seeing this picture frame. Very cheap, probably got it from the dollar store, but the fact that the little picture of Pinocchio is talking to Jiminy Cricket, it just brings back so many fond memories. Just looking at it makes my heart leap. And I remember those vivid nights of me playing with Pinocchio, imagining that he was lying. Just using my imagination to really believe that his nose was growing, that he was telling lies. Of course, I knew that his nose couldn't grow because he was just a picture. But in my head, it was like I could really see Pinocchio's nose growing beside my bed. I knew it was just a photo. I knew there were no sliding parts. There was nothing that moved around. It was really just a picture inside of a frame. But in my imagination, his nose grew and his nose shrank. Just as real as I'm here to you today. I remember one night it was so vivid I could have sworn I saw his nose grow and shrink right in front of me. I took the frame down from my bed and immediately ripped open the frame and took out the picture from inside. Just because I wanted proof. I thought I saw his nose growing, but indeed it was still just in the same shape it was in years ago whenever it was cut, leaving just his nose right where it was all along. This picture has so much magical value for me. It brings back so many fond memories. The story of Pinocchio will always have a special place in my heart.